content, empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. Riveting. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Hey you guys, and we back. It's another Tuesday, it's another show with another episode of Hashtag for y'all. And of course we got the hottest topics, and we about to drop some shit for y'all because a lot of stuff was popping this weekend. But of course, let me introduce myself. It's your girl Tiffany Noco. Go ahead and follow me on the gram at _Tiffany Noco, and make sure you subscribe to my website, because I know y'all need some fashion tips out there, and I got y'all. Summer's finna come in, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and hit me at www.tiffanynoco.com, and then we're going to go ahead and roll in the rest of our hosts, because I know y'all want to see them too.
You trifling. I know y'all want to see me, but it's your boy Zane, and we back on Hashtag. Make sure y'all follow me on all social media platforms at Zane Tommy. That's ZANE Tommy.
Spell it.
All that.
Okay. Well, it's my turn. It's your girl, Chrissy Vet. You can holler at me on IG at Cherche_la_Chris. Niggas, it's French. Okay, I say it every time. So what I would love to do is introduce our guest here. He is like the Dos Equis man, the most interesting man in the world. This man climbs mountains and shit. He's over here living his best life. CEO of Urban Events Global, Kevin Knight. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me. Hello, everyone out there in Facebook Live land. But again, my name is Kevin Knight, CEO of Urban Events Global, Urban Camp Weekend, Urban Excursion Weekend, all that good stuff. Just Google it. You'll find us.
Damn, just Google him. You'll find him.
Yeah, he popping up. That nigga popping up.
Hashtag Google me.
All that shit.
Hashtag Google me.
Okay,
I don't even need to give y'all the real spill. You know what I'm saying? Just Google me.
The analytics are popping. I know it. Came up on the first page of the Google search.
Like
I'm telling you, first page.
Just make it easy for them, Google it.
We're going to make it. That's what we're going to do, make it easy for them. So, since we do have a guest, and we definitely want you guys to know who he is, because if he's on here, of course, he's important. So just tell us a little bit about your company, your event company, what type of events you do, where you do them. Just give us a little spill on it.
Yeah, a quick spill. We started about 2011, 2012 doing a camping trip down in New Braunfels, which is called Urban Camp Weekend, the largest camping trip in the U.S. From there, we expanded to doing trips to the Caribbean, to Cape Town, South Africa, Barbados, Rio. And so we just do big events trying to get the African American community out there traveling and just experiencing life and putting together big trips where we can network, have a little fun, and just have a good time.
For sure. We feel that. And for all y'all who need some new experiences in your life, definitely hit him up. We do have his website attached to his name, which is on the bottom if y'all didn't pay attention. So go ahead and check that out. And then at the end of the show, of course, we're going to let you know once again where you can find his events. But we're going to get it popping. We're going to get it started with these tags that we got for y'all today, because it was a real big weekend, and we're gonna get this out the way right now because it was trending for like literally it's been trending, but it was trending for that entire day. And that's hashtag the royal wedding. So, we all know Prince Harry and Meghan Markle they tied the knot over this weekend. They've been dating since 2012, 17, something of that nature. I don't know the exact
12
date.
to 17?
It's somewhere up in there, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I don't really know what the exact date is, but it's somewhere in there. But we're going to get it popping on that. And before I can share my thoughts on it, I'm going to go ahead and roll it over to my co-host and our guest, and y'all tell me what y'all think. How'd y'all like the
Honestly,
wedding?
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, Black people, America. I honestly didn't really care too much about the royal wedding at all. Me personally, I think it's awesome that Meghan Markle is not a noble. She's not from aristocratic background. Right. So I think that's pretty cool. However, I could give a shit less. I felt like this was like a wedding announcement on crack, where it just you couldn't escape it. Like it was just it wasn't an epidemic, it's a pandemic.
I think one of the big significance, I think it was just the pastor, the choir,
right?
You know, her being
you
know, half, I guess what they say, half Black, African American, you know, however you want to classify her. But I think outside of that, I think our generation, we just don't. It's not relevant. It's
Agreed.
Like, cool.
No,
you know,
it's for sure not relevant, but like at the end of the day, like you said, she's biracial. Like,
right.
How many Black queens are you know what I'm saying? Real Black. Okay, you get
oh.
You know.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead and roll the girl in, because you know I'm about to tag team, right?
I had to.
You know
But
I'm
I'm
tag
saying, like,
team
she's
you.
a legitimate, like, she's a Black queen now. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Even though
like,
we've had many Black queens throughout the history.
Yeah.
However,
A modern day Black queen.
Okay.
Modern day?
Lace me up.
Modern day?
I guess I
Modern
just
day.
don't know.
First of all, let's talk about this wedding, okay? Let's talk about this wedding, all right? First off, it was a 10-hour live wedding. Who has this kind of time?
Royalty.
Who has this kind of time?
Smuggle the snacks.
Who?
I would have split out and ordered
10
me an Uber
hours? 10 hours, bro. 10
People made
hours.
time.
I'm not finna be doing all that. I'm not holding nobody hostage.
I don't even
for
sleep.
10
How
hours
much
for
did
my
you
own
watch?
wedding.
How much of it did you
I
watch?
didn't watch none of it. I watched none of the wedding. First of all, that was the first
Me
thing
neither.
that I wanted to get out the way. Secondly, this wedding cost $45 million.
What?
$45 million.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
45 million. You know, well, when you stole like $300 million from Africa and shit, maybe you have that to spare, but we're gonna keep that underneath the table.
Wow.
We're gonna keep that underneath the table.
Okay.
And secondly, let's get on this Black princess queen stuff. Okay, first of all, in modern day, let's take it like real back in the gap and talk about all the Black queens that there are, because I was really getting very offended about everybody talking about like this is the American dream, like all Black girls should aspire to this. Nonetheless, we all want a prince, whether it's Prince Charming. No,
Who
like
are you following?
the comments that I was
Get you
reading,
some new Instagram
the
friends.
comments that I was
Let me check your
reading,
Instagram.
everybody was like, "Yes, sis, you better mess it up in that castle." No, come on, bro. Like, actually go and Google some real Black princesses and queens, because they're out here. We have them in Nigeria. We got them, and I wrote this down because I don't know them just verbatim. You feel me? Okay, because we got Princess Ariana Austin. She married the Prince of Yol in Ethiopia. She's a modern day Black princess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's not like the epitome of success for a relationship as far as it being a biracial relationship.
I'm talking about just putting on that platform, though. Like, that wedding was 10 hours. That wedding was aired, and millions of people saw it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how
They've
come?
been seeing it.
I'm just saying.
I don't
like,
even like being at work 8 hours.
So
what makes you think I'm gonna sit here
They've
and go
been
from wedding
seeing
to wedding?
it.
I feel I'm just
At the same time, I mean, it's royalty. You can't just have a 1 hour
Yeah.
Correct.
wedding when so many
Right.
people around the world are actually interested in it. Now, granted, none of us around this table happen to be that interested in it, but
Right.
For sure.
you know, but there is an audience. You know, just like anything else, there is an audience. So
Right.
give them their 10 hours and let them pick and choose which 1 minute clip on Instagram you want to
They
watch.
trying to post type shit.
I'm just glad that it's over with, to be quite honest. Like, I was really tired of them talking about it. They married, they tied the knot. Like, let it go. Let them live their life. First of all, it's going to be like 10,000 years before she even become queen and sit on the throne, because baby girl is 85 and she's still holding it down.
Yeah.
So, and then you're not even next in line. So, you're gonna be Duchess for quite some time. And then one thing I want to touch on, because people was like real like hype about it, the guest list. She had a bomb ass guest list. I guess
She did.
when you pop in like that, you feel me?
What happened with Oprah's dress? They mentioned something about
it could
Oprah's
be
dress.
like that.
So what happened with Oprah's dress was that her dress was too close to white when it was photographed. So she called Stella McCartney personally and got a peach dress to match the hat. That's what she
I
said.
didn't say
And
her
don't
dress
ask
was
me why I
peach.
know that after I talked a whole bunch of shit about how I don't care. But I do
Somebody
know that.
gave a fuck.
Well, no, hold on, that's Oprah.
I feel
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay.
That's
Oprah.
Oprah. That's like Queen Mother here.
I feel it.
That's
It was
Oprah.
more
Hey,
dress
say
drama too, though, because people
Yeah.
was like commenting on Meghan's dress, because some people were saying that it wasn't fitted enough. And personally, I think it could have been fitted a little bit more, but I don't really see what the problem was. I didn't really like the dress. I thought it was very plain. and
So you
basic.
admit to watching a little bit of it then?
On the Duchess.
On Instagram.
Okay.
On
You see the
Instagram.
little
1 minute at a time for
On
10 for 10
Instagram.
hours.
Did I turn my TV on to watch it? I definitely did not. But
I'm
I
tired
did
of
catch
talking
some
about
clips
it
on
already.
Instagram.
Yeah, we can get it moving. We can get it moving. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, so they don't want to talk about it anymore, but I wanted to throw this in there too. She is 3 years older than him, if y'all didn't know that.
I think, okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
On to the
Oh,
next.
all right,
Cool.
anyway, they just like, they off
Whatever.
me being off topic. Okay, so we're going to go on to our next topic, you guys, and we're going to talk about the hashtag Billboard Awards. Anybody watch them?
Nope.
Nope.
Y'all didn't really tune in. All right.
I saw the highlights.
I'm a highlight person.
We saw highlights.
So really, the only thing that was like trending for the night of the Billboard Awards was Janet,
Janet.
because
Yeah.
baby Janet put on a show. I think she put on
Whoa.
a really
Look.
good show.
Oh,
Janet
hold on.
is 52.
time out.
Janet is 52, and she was like moving better
Time
than.
out.
She could be 62. Like people can
Mr.
still
Knight.
move at 62.
No.
She moved. It's hard. Like I respect Janet. Grew up watching Janet. The whole Jackson family. That's fine. No disrespect. However, you can't come off of watching a Beyonce performance
What?
that went viral and then watch a Janet performance where she, Rhythm Nation. But
Cool.
yeah.
Because Nicki Minaj
If she
and then
wasn't
Cardi
Janet,
B.
would we care?
Boop.
If she
Why
wasn't
do we
Janet-
would it
have
be
to
that
if
live?
she wasn't Janet.
Would it have been that
But
live?
if she wasn't Janet.
Let's not see this. This is what y'all remind me of the people that bring up who better, Michael or Beyonce. You can't compare the two.
No, and I wouldn't do that.
Different
And
lanes.
I wouldn't compare the
Exactly.
two. But did Janet? What did she? I like Janet. However, look at the performance. I watched it in the parking garage, and I was like, when is she gonna start?
Tonight. You
I
being
think she
very,
put on a
very
good
disrespectful.
show.
I don't know how I feel about
I-
you.
Her
being on the
production
show.
was really nice.
I don't know how I feel about you sitting.
She
next
did a
to me
lot
in
of.
the chair.
She did a lot of walking. She did a couple.
Beyonce, she will sit and strut across.
Why you
the-
compare?
Okay, now
Why you
we
compare?
not
No,
even gonna do
Why you
that.
compare
No, I'm
now?
just saying.
You can't
No,
compare.
I'm just saying.
You
You
just
know
said
what?
don't compare.
Okay,
gotta take a sip of this water.
anywho, because we are not doing a Beyonce and Janet comparison. Her performance was bomb.
Okay.
Give it up to Janet. Janet 52, and she was out there killing the stage.
Why
a
does
lot
52
better,
matter?
A lot better than most people who are doing
Right.
it right now.
I
Okay,
see 62-year-olds in
Second.
24-hour fitness moving like that. You don't get an award for
we're
being
not
old and
gonna
moving.
we're not gonna
Anyway,
even do that.
so Janet Jackson won the Icon Award
Exactly.
at the Billboard Awards. I think she deserved it. It was her first televised performance in 9 years. She kicked ass. I hope when I'm 52 after a baby and just other shit in my life, I'll be able to do half the shit she did.
So she ain't getting a plastic surgery then? Like no surgery at all?
Bruh, what did you
I'm
talking
just
about?
saying,
We
like,
talking about the Icon
you talking about when you're
Award.
52 and,
No,
and you got a
Zane.
kid, she ain't got
And-
no work done.
Anyway,
and-
and she performed. It's the first time performing in 9 years. I think it was amazing. Big ups to you, Janet, and you. I mean, she's the originator. She's one of the people who led this path of control
Her.
and all of that stuff.
Paula Abdul.
Yeah,
and
okay,
a couple
Paula Abdul
other-
too.
yeah.
I give you that.
Paula Abdul
Look.
did the
Who
Coming
did
to
you say?
America dance.
Look,
She did.
she-
The one who
look,
choreographed
Yeah,
it.
no,
shout out
she
to
did,
Janet
she
for
did.
inspiring a generation. Shout out to
Yes.
her for all that
Yeah.
she has done. Shout out to her inspirations to artists that we have nowadays. But I mean, at the end of the day, like it was a regular performance.
But
It
her
wasn't-
speech, did you hear her speech too?
I
She
didn't.
addressed the
You
Me
heard the
Too
speech?
movement. I did listen to the speech.
You know,
She addressed the
I'm
Me
a
Too
little over
movement,
that.
and she also talked about faith and how she had to give faith to God for just certain things that happened in her life, and I give that to her.
That's a speech though. The question was about performance.
Oh, Mr. Knight. Why is he sitting next to me
You're
at this
right.
round
Two
table?
totally different
But-
things. I feel it.
But
I feel it.
anywho, also she's the first African American woman to win the Icon Award for Billboard, and that's awesome. But I also do kind of feel some type of way about that because the Billboard Awards have been on for the last 28 years. You mean tell me in 28 years you didn't find no black woman iconic?
Dang, I'm older than the Billboard
Come on now.
Awards.
You older than the Billboard Awards.
They've been rolling since 1990.
I mean,
So,
but at the same
I
time,
feel
do you?
some type of way
I
about
think
that.
as a culture, we have to stop looking towards award shows to justify our greatness at
This is
times.
true.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the Grammys and the whatever award shows, like those select group of 20, 30, 40, 100 people that tell you you're great. Like, does that really define your career, define you as an artist?
Absolutely not.
Like, are they even going to understand our culture and what we're trying to do? They try, but do they do a good job? So, I mean, you could win a lot of awards. That's cool, but that doesn't make you the best just because those 30, 40 people said you were pretty good.
No, I
Yeah.
definitely agree.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree on that as well. And while we are, taking a little moment before we roll into our next topic for the show, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know where you can get a bomb-ass smile because this portion of the show is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We are committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are a part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Batiste and her team works tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness by calling 713-789-8680.
Get them veneers, y'all.
Yeah. Take care of them choppers. You feel me? So we're off the Billboard Awards because honestly, this is a agree to disagree
Oh, Lord, that's every
on this
today.
topic. You feel me? So we're going to go ahead and roll it over to our next one. And
We agreed she had an average performance. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
agree to disagree.
Kevin, I don't know if you're going to be invited back to hashtag. Lord.
Anywho, so we're going to talk about something that recently happened. This happened about 2 days ago.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the boy Kendrick Lamar, okay?
The
So
boy or girl? It was a girl.
the boy Kendrick Lamar. We're going to talk
What up,
about his
K-Dot?
show.
Okay.
We're going to talk about his show. So he just recently had a show in Alabama at the Hangout Music Festival, okay? And that is in Gulf Shores, Alabama. So the big moment, controversial moment of the night was he decides that he's going to bring some fans on the stage, right? He brought about 7 fans on the stage, but this one young lady in particular, he asked her to recite the lyrics, okay, to his hit Mad City.
Love that song.
Good Kid, Mad City.
Great
Okay,
song.
I don't know the mixtape
Yeah.
like
I
that.
feel
You
like
feel
a
me?
G
But
when I
I
play it.
know that those lyrics are not what this little girl should have been quoting. So basically, this is a little white girl, and she goes on to rap the song, and she bleeps the first nigga. You know what I'm saying?
And
But
she
then she
folded.
said she missed out. Baby girl said she missed out on the second, third, and fourth
Look,
one.
Look, Tiff.
Don't believe me.
I'm
Just watch.
type shit. Look,
Right.
Tiff. All I gotta say about that is like I watched the video on Twitter. I seen everybody was saying about it. At the end of the day, Kendrick Lamar, he gave her a chance to finish the song, but it was still kind of awkward. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like he, was like kind of just ended it a little bit abruptly. But at the end of the day, during his shows, like white people in the crowd are still saying
All
nigga.
day
So like,
long.
what's the fucking difference
All
if she has her on the
day
stage and she's
long.
saying it?
We
They're
know
still
that.
saying nigga. Okay, you got her on stage, you elevated her a little bit, but like you're not stopping
Every
that.
single
Unless you're gonna
concert.
stop your show and go, hey. Every white person in the crowd stop saying nigga. Like that shit just not finna happen.
Not
So I
happening.
feel like the overreaction that even he had or anybody else had should be dead.
Well,
That's
first
just
of all,
my
I
I
think
feel
it
like
just
he
sounded-
set her up for failure
He did,
because
for
you
sure.
know nigga is in this song
Yeah.
and you just asked this girl to rap
Yeah.
it.
Oh, Lord.
You
I
know
don't
it's
how
in
I
the she is
feel.
hype off of this
I'm sure he got
concert.
nigga in every
She's
song.
saying the shit in the crowd. And you done told this girl to sing this damn song. He set her up for failure.
different.
So, boom, there that is. If you was going to have somebody recite one of your songs, you should have made sure that they were brown or that it was a song that don't have nigga in
I
it,
agree.
which I don't think he got a song that
I
don't say
agree.
nigga.
But I feel like she didn't deserve the stoning that she got.
Right.
She didn't deserve that
I
shit.
can see him kind of
Look,
pausing, like,
because
ooh, it
I'm-
sounds a little awkward
Oh,
when
shit.
you're on the mic yelling it.
Yeah,
but if
yeah,
I
yeah.
hear you out there, it's like, okay,
like,
that's a
whatever.
pass. But you're right next to me on the mic.
Type shit.
Okay.
At the end of the
Yeah.
day, most of these artists, the people that come to their shows are white.
Oh, yeah.
Black people don't go to
that's
shows
true.
like
My last
that.
few Little Wayne concerts was
They're
more,
all white people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they
Damn
love
near
him.
any
Yeah.
your favorite
They
artist
love
right
him.
now, you go to a show tomorrow, it's gonna
Yeah.
be 85-90%
You're
Caucasian.
right.
That's true.
You're right about it.
And you're hearing nigga, right? It's not the black people just saying nigga,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
everybody in the show.
I just want to put my little 2 cents out there. As someone who is a big Kendrick Lamar fan, who's someone who has attended his shows, and this is a song he always bring people up
Yeah, for sure.
So and this is like my ride music. So Kendrick, I'm gonna ride with you for this song. This is the thing. He brought Biggie Shorty up there, and she said her piece. She said her piece, and then he was like, "All right, chill," and she apologized.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm gonna give you another chance to let's replay the track. Let's go.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I'm just singing a song how you wrote it. However, if I offended you, apologize, whatever. Now, if I tell you, look, I forgive that first nigga, maybe the second nigga.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna run this back. I want to hear you something, memory lane. Like, I want to hear every pause. So he gave her ample amount of opportunity and chance to change it. She did not. So it's like, you know what, nigga, I'ma say nigga, get your ass off this stage, and that's that.
I mean, obviously she was saying it in the crowd. She was way too comfortable saying it.
And that's my point.
It's just
That's
like
probably because she's been saying it
But
the
no,
whole
but that's
show.
my
Right.
being out her lip.
What do you
that's
think
my
they're
point,
saying?
though.
You think
Yeah.
they're beeping it out in
Yeah.
the car when they're rapping?
Man down, where
Of
you
course
from?
not.
Anybody doing that shit?
But the point is that pop culture is black culture. Black culture
sure.
becomes
I
pop
agree.
culture.
Pop culture
So,
is
and
black
I
culture.
feel like the fact that it does, turn into pop culture, and now it's something that the whites, all the colonizers feel like, oh, now it's part of
Jesus.
our culture.
Right.
Sorry. Shut up, Kevin. The colonizers feel like it's a part of their culture when really, I mean, that's something for us. I'm sorry. Just because.
But then you got black folks that give people cars and shit though. I seen my partner on Twitter today. He was like, no, I'm not saying I do. My
They
partner on
do
Twitter
make
today.
it bad.
He was
Honestly,
like,
they make it
he was
bad for
like-
everybody.
Exactly.
They really
but there's
do.
more than just one or two or three. It's a lot of them. They be like,
Yeah,
like,
but they make it
But
bad
y'all
for
don't own the
everybody,
word.
and it's not okay.
It's something that we took that you guys gave to us a negative connotation. We decide to flip it, use it. Now it's ours. It's ours. Respect it. We use it. If we tell you no, just say no. We ain't around here calling you cracker, colonizer, all this stuff in your face. We don't be like, go to Starbucks or colonizer coffee.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that shit.
Yeah, no,
Not
I
to
feel
them.
it.
So
I
it's
feel
like
it.
out of
Yeah.
respect.
I was just at
Just-
Chipotle, though. Chipotle is pretty. But go ahead.
Oh
Play with
my
you.
God.
But it's just like just respect, and that's my thing. Just because black culture always becomes pop culture, everything we do, we're stylish, we're fly, we cool as fuck. Everybody wants to be us, dance like us, walk like us, talk like
across
us.
the world.
Right,
Yeah, for
everywhere.
sure, for sure.
But it's not for y'all.
We know that,
It's fine.
but
So
we know that.
Language
we
is
know
also
that.
about intent as well. And so when you
Yes.
look
Some
at
people
both
have
sides
no
of
ill
it,
intent.
look at
Some
both,
people have-
like her intent wasn't obviously I'm not going to pay to go to this black man's concert and then be disrespectful to black
That's
people.
true.
So it's
Wow.
about intent. You're still putting money in his pocket.
Like
This
you
is
All
true.
of them did. So it's not
This is
like
true.
it's all about intent.
But did you also hear the word she said? She was like, "Is this cool enough for you, bro?"
Yeah.
Like, get your
See
old
that
dusty
that
old-
kind of bothered me.
Yeah, she did kind of have a
Because,
little.
like,
That was a little disrespectful, but like I just
Yeah, it
feel like she
was.
just felt
Get your
she
old
probably
Earl
how-
Campbell ass off the stage.
You never know how old she was, and she might have just felt a little
No.
bit like I've been saying it with my black friends for years. Like I'm
exactly.
telling
And
you,
that's when you
and
can
it
get
it
Sam
get
Band off the
confusing.
stage.
It can get
age
confusing
matters.
for sure.
Age doesn't matter.
Off the top,
because what they're taught in
Age
school
does
nowadays is
matter.
not the
Youngins.
same as what we were. Speaking of age, then we got to talk about R. Kelly at some point.
Yes, that's nasty.
Whoa, he is giving away the show. He's giving y'all stuff that y'all don't even much need.
Okay.
So on
He's
that
trying to be a
note,
permanent,
on
be a part of the
that
cast.
note, on that note, okay.
He ready.
So since he done basically gave y'all a little nugget that he wasn't supposed to give y'all, you feel me? We're gonna go ahead and
Let's get there.
let Facebook Live, because we appreciate y'all for tuning in and watching our live feed. We want y'all, since y'all know what we're gonna be talking about next, we want y'all to go ahead and comment on that, and we're gonna if we can shift through those comments, we can definitely answer any questions that you may have. So we appreciate y'all, and what we would like for you guys to do, Facebook, is to subscribe to our show on all major platforms, including iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. Review our show in iTunes with constructive feedback. Share this Facebook Live post and the entire show with your family and friends. And donate to our mission to bring enriched and inspiring content each and every week. You can donate at www.thespear.tv/donate. And I was going to raise a question with that, but I think we're a little off that subject. But I will ask the question for my Facebook Livers out there. Since it's such a... It's a bit controversial thing to get into. How do you handle when an artist, because all artists have white fans, like, let's just put it out there, we just discussed that, but how do you deal with when you have a fan base that's white as a black artist that wants to recite your lyrics because they like your music, but they are also using the word nigga?
You don't.
How do you
want your fucking bread? You're not gonna deal with that.
Yeah.
That was the question for our Facebook Livers. We are not getting into that discussion. That is not for the host on the panel, but Facebook, if you got some answers to that question, or if that, sparks your interest, definitely go ahead and drop that on our IG Live. I'm sorry, on our Facebook Live and on our IGs, because y'all got all of our IGs. But on to our next topic. Since somebody done gave it away, I'll let you go ahead and roll it in. You feel me? Go ahead.
Come on, Kevin.
I didn't give it away. You said I gave it away.
Roll it in.
But and you did say age matters, so R. Kelly. Let's talk about R. Kelly. I think this is actually a pretty short conversation, in my opinion. It's R.
But we
Kelly.
gonna get into it, okay? You feel me? So let's talk about R. Kelly. We all know that R. Kelly has a very, very, very sensitive sexual history past as far as dealing with young or underage young ladies. And so he's had all these cases in the past, but most recently we've heard some things about him having a sexual cult. Okay. And in that sexual cult, we have had a young lady come out recently to share her experience and her lawsuit that she's placing on R. Kelly for sexual battery. And she did an interview, and in that interview, and this young lady's name is Faith Rogers, okay? So she's now 20, and then she came out to say about her relationship with him when she was 19, which he flew her out to a show in New York, and they ended up in a hotel, and then demanded that she take her clothes off so they can have sex, which she said she was uncomfortable with and eventually submitted to. And then the lawsuit is because she says that he knowingly gave her an STD, which happens to be herpes.
Damn, not that hurt.
So, baby girl says she want her coins, and she has no intention to settle. She wants to take it to trial. And what y'all got to say about that?
Look. I hope Faith Rogers gets her motherfucking coins. I ain't gonna lie to you. For a multitude of reasons. But look, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Look, it sound like artists been doing this shit for a minute. I'm sure R. Kelly, he probably did that shit. Like, he's guilty on a lot of things. And if she get her money, man, like, then salute to her. You feel me?
I see a couple different angles. If you're letting an artist go raw on you, like, let's just be honest. Like, come on, he's been on tour for 25 years at least. Like, you're not the first young person he's flown to come see him. Like, you there's only so many excuses. It's no secret he's a sexual predator. So you're putting yourself in that environment. It's hard to. It's hard to side with some of the females who are knowingly putting themselves in those situations.
For sure.
He's not kidnapping these girls.
You're putting too much trust into this artist.
So what I want to know is, do y'all believe her? Because we've been having a lot of people after watching her interview saying that she is not telling the truth. Because with that being said, one of the things that she said in the interview is that he would lock her in the car for hours on child lock.
But look,
by herself. Shouty, ain't no child lock on the front doors. Ain't no child lock on the front doors. And then secondly, if you really want to get out, if somebody has me hostage and I'm in a damn car with windows, I'm gonna bust the windows out.
But that's that many.
Or just roll the window down, and then just open the door like your car broke.
Or something of that nature.
But I hear what y'all saying.
Hold on, real quick. But while we talking about Faith Rogers getting that money, let's talk about these Houston Housewives of Finance, and let's get that money together real quick. So the portion of this show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33%, or more than 77 million of Americans, don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston's Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email them at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you today. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services. Faith Rogers, holla at them, girl.
And when we're talking about finances, we can go ahead and add in there his finances. His paper is already getting cut, boo. They even took him off of Spotify and off of Apple iTunes. Both of them have removed all of his music, so he already missing out on some coins with this happening. But here's my thing. First of all, again, do we believe her? Because there's some parts of the story that just sound really, really shaky. And not to say that you shouldn't believe her or just assume that she's lying, especially considering the history that R. Kelly has as far as allegations against sexual misconduct with young women. But with this, and at the same token, I also feel like, is she even going to win the case? How many allegations has he had with sexual, being a sexual predator?
His whole life.
And he's gotten off on all of them. I think baby girl might be wasting her time, in all honesty.
Damn.
I'm just saying.
I don't have nothing really to say except he got that hurt, I guess.
Look, it's worth
Sucks.
a motherfucking shot though, Tiff. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, regardless,
sure.
she might lose, she might win, but it's still worth the shot. I'm sure her attorney looking out for her, you know what I'm saying, and all that. So at the end of the day, like,
Right.
might as well go for it. And then, like you said, like, she's trying to take him in trial for sexual battery. She's not trying to get no money from him, like, just off rip.
Yeah.
So, like,
Right.
you know, she definitely, I mean, she has maybe some other motives behind all that. But at the end of the day, she's probably trying to get her coins, though. Don't get me wrong.
She might. I mean, he just lost a lawsuit that was filed by his own management company, and he had 2 lawyers on his team actually walk out, and he lost the case. So, I mean, the way things are looking for Robert Kelly is not looking good. So, I mean, she might get a check.
That's all I'm saying.
Might be.
I
Might not
I
be
hope
the check
do.
she won't, but it might be the check.
Yeah.
As long as she get a little
get.
something.
You know.
You know, and here's the thing, too. Here's the thing. Because we have this whole, like, big things surrounding the Me Too movement. And technically, I mean, with what she's coming out with, she's a part of the Me Too movement in some way, shape, or fashion. With hers, it's a little bit more consented, just because you put yourself, like, in the space for this to happen. And whether you say he forced himself on you or not, you admitted to submitting into having sex with him, which means that is consented, whether you really wanted to do it or not. Because you can say no.
But that
You
comes,
always
that
have the
comes
option
back.
to say no.
That comes back to manipulation, though. Like, it's people, like, regular folks doing it.
Even
Not
if
people
it's
that's not
manipulation,
celebrities.
it can be manipulation, but if you submitted into it, that's technically consent. Not to say that it's right. I'm not condoning by
sure.
any manner if you don't want to have sex with somebody to have sex with them just because you want to, like, oh, let me get them off my back or satisfy them. If you don't want to do it, then you absolutely should not do it.
What-
But if you submit, that is consent.
What if you're, okay, that's crazy, because what if, like, you're afraid he gonna whoop your ass? Like, oh, he might beat my ass if I don't fuck him. Like, that,
How many
what's
times-
He's
that?
probably gonna beat
What's
your
that?
ass either way.
How long were they involved, though?
or
How
he
long were
leave-
they involved?
I mean, probably
Yeah,
months,
no
I
dog
believe.
in
Months,
this
maybe a
fight.
year.
So
but
at any point,
yeah,
you
for
could
sure.
get an Uber away. You
for
could
sure,
get
no.
on the mega bus
I
or
see both
something and go
sides, but
home.
I'm saying in one instance, you might get left at the airport. You might not. He flew you out. You might not
It's a
take
lot
you
safer
back.
Yeah,
than-
but
it's a
if
lot
you
safer than getting
if
beat,
you
for
don't
sure,
want
for
to
sure.
have sex with somebody, if you don't want to have sex with somebody and you feel as though it's a threat, or you just feel completely uncomfortable in your body, in your spirit, I don't give a fuck about getting left at the airport. I'll get a flight some way somehow, but I'm not
That's
gonna
you.
consent
Not all.
to
Not all
sex
women. Not
with
all
you.
Because you
women are as
balling,
strong as
though.
you.
But you also probably
Yeah.
ain't gonna let R.
Strong
Kelly
or
fly you out to
chill.
New York either. So
What?
you know what I'm
He's
saying?
like so
You're
pressing it. He's
balling.
like
I'm
so
just saying.
pressing
I'm just saying. I've seen both sides. I've seen females talk about, like, I feel like I had no choice, and I'm like, I'm with you. I'm like, what you mean you had no
always
choice?
have a
That's
choice.
crazy.
That's
But
always a
you have a lot of
choice,
women. You have a
but-
lot of women that's like, nah, fuck that. Like, if she felt like she was forced in that position, then it's damn near rape. And
Okay.
like,
Okay, y'all watch. This is gonna sound real black and hood, people. Y'all watch For My Man. It comes on after Fatal Attraction. I love Fatal Attraction.
No.
Never heard
Y'all
of it.
crazy? What?
Never
I
heard of
don't
it.
even watch TV like that, but I am watching.
Laces up.
So For My Man, chill, bro. For My Man is awesome. It comes on TV One, and it's basically about women who get in situations where men and they're manipulated to either murder or some type of crazy scheme. And like the one I watched last night was crazy because the lady, you know, she went through a lot, just her life. Like she grew up in the system, you know what I'm saying? She didn't have a lot of self-esteem about herself. Her confidence was low. All of these things, like her life she had a hard, rough life. I can't even imagine. So when she finally met this guy, I mean, I don't want to just sit and say he just mental mind fucked her, but you know, he just.
She was looking for a father figure.
Correct.
Sounds
And
like.
the powers of manipulation.
It's like that all the
strong.
time. Happens all the time.
She could just tell her to go to
That's-
Onyx.
And that's wrong, too, but in the confines of the law-
I agree. I definitely agree that any type of manipulation is wrong, and sometimes you are victimized by being manipulated in a relationship. You know, but I don't know. I just feel like if you have been dealing with this person for so long, not to say that they cannot be manipulating you over time, because that's how it happens. But if you're dealing with somebody over time and you feel like, okay, they're manipulating me, they're putting me in situations where I'm sexually uncomfortable, they're forcing me, they're locking me up, and you choose to stay, then you are partially responsible for that, because it's your choice to stay in this situation that's unsafe and making you uncomfortable.
Is it right though?
For her, she was
It's not right.
Okay.
It's not
And
right.
I was very acknowledging it's not right.
Just because you're responsible doesn't mean that it's right. If you have a fucking car crash because you was drunk driving, that ain't right, but you're responsible.
Right. I feel you. But it's like, what about the motherfuckers that be at McDonald's that got hot coffee spilled on themselves and then they suing McDonald's and getting that shit?
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh
No.
shit, they should be responsible and knew the fucking coffee was hot, but shit didn't matter and they got that bread. So like, hopefully she get that bread. That's all I'm
If you
saying.
have a good enough lawyer, you can get off on any case.
All right, well,
Stress.
hopefully she got good enough Lauren and hopefully R. Kelly come about them pockets.
Well,
All right. Well,
that's that
I'm
with
done
the
with
R.
Robert
Kelly
Kelly.
situation. Okay, we're
Lord.
gonna watch that unfold just as we did with the Bill Cosby trial.
that's
So
bad.
I'm
It's not
quite
going
sure we'll talk about that again. But moving on. So the next topic that we are talking about, and this was really crazy to me. I think I've seen another video about it too recently, but we're going to talk about Aaron Schlossberg, I believe that's his name, who is the attorney out of New York, who was caught on a film in a restaurant in Manhattan, basically just giving this whole speech about how the staff should not be speaking Spanish because that's not what his tax dollars pay for. Yes, he gave this whole spiel saying that basically it was a big racist spiel about against the Spanish speaking Latino culture. He feels as though if they live in America, you should not be speaking Spanish. You need to speak English to me, and I pay for your welfare. You probably are undocumented. He threatened to call ICE on them and get them deported. Just all kind of nastiness that this man said to them.
Colonizer.
The rhetoric and the message that he sent was hateful, full of hatred, and it wasn't right. However, I've been all around the world. I've been in Japan. I've been in Turkey. I've been in Germany. I've been in many countries. They don't speak. They don't speak English.
This is true.
They don't. They will not fucking try either. They're not trying to We're always trying to accommodate everybody else. Like they come to the United States of America.
I can't agree with that. I disagree.
think so?
They speak English in every country I've been to. I've been to close to 40 countries.
They speak English. They teach. It's in the curriculum. Like I know.
Oh,
I know
I better
Japan
say,
for
yeah.
a fact. It's in the
Yeah.
curriculum. But I'm
Yeah.
saying they won't try to speak. They won't try to. They will
To me,
speak
they
their
do.
native tongue. I mean, just where this place is out
to me,
there.
as a tourist, now
They're trying to get your money, for
They're
sure.
trying to get your money,
For sure.
but I can't say that.
Sure,
I-
but it might be fueled by more like
most people in
No,
other
I really
countries
wanna hear
speak.
this.
Most people in other countries speak at least 2 or 3 languages. We're the
No,
only country
they
that only
speak
speaks
one.
like
I know
one
that for a fact.
language.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
So even like people said Paris was going to be rude and the French won't try to help you.
Mhm.
There were people that stopped me on the street that tried to help me. They knew we looked confused, like
Right.
looking at a map, and they would just come over and start talking to us and point us in the right direction.
Right.
So I just think that I think in our current political climate, he feels in a safe space
To say some crazy
say
shit.
some stuff
Yeah.
like that,
Agreed.
and not even worry about the fact that everybody has a camera in their pocket
Right.
that that's going to videotape this. Like his comfort zone is just so. His comfort zone wouldn't have been there during the Obama years. Let's put it that way.
Right. No, he was.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was.
He was feeling good. He's
But
feeling
we're
a little
gonna
fresh.
He was
back.
green. He felt like he was green with that.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
I
it was
know,
good.
I know Chris want to say something, but we're going to touch back on that native tongue stuff
Yeah.
real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and let Chris say what she got to say.
Okay, no, I was just thank you, girl, for that. But no, the only thing I have to say is, I mean, as someone who's also traveled quite a bit as well, I feel like sometimes Americans, we have a tendency to be have this sense of entitlement when we travel instead of trying to immerse ourselves in the culture and just let it be. And I mean, like Kevin said, I've experienced the same thing traveling abroad. I translate, I do what I can, but if that doesn't get me by, they'll come through. And it's like, I mean, Americans, come on. Like, why do we, y'all not speaking English. Like, bruh, chill. It's not even that deep. Like, I mean, just let it be, relax, and go on. And it's like, if we go to other places, I've seen it where I will be embarrassed as an American looking at, no offense, colonizers, I'm so sorry, looking at them with this sense of entitlement, like, oh, I'm American. Oh, my gosh, the food here. Oh, this is awful. Well, back at home, like, nigga, fucking chill.
You're not back at
Bitch,
home.
you in Panama.
Well, first off,
Oh.
English is not even the original language of America. That's the first thing. While we were sitting up here talking about how Americans need to
Jeez.
speak English, it's not even the original language. English is a European language, and it came during the invasion of Britain. That's where English came from, and then it just trickled down to become what it is now, because English is actually a more formal language, and we don't even speak proper English.
No,
If
we
you
don't.
want to be real with it, and secondly, if he wanted to know about what is mostly spoken in the city that he lives in, Chinese is the most spoken language in New York.
Mandarin, I believe is what it's
You
called.
live in New York,
So-
my G.
New York. Every
And
block
not
you go,
to-
you're going to
not
hear a
to
whole nother
mention-
language.
Not to mention the Latino Spanish speaking culture that lives in New York. Are you fucking kidding me? Then to top it off, this guy speaks fluent Spanish. He's fluent in Spanish.
He
Here's
forced.
the ho-
He
first
forced
of
the
all,
issue. He forced.
That's a whole ass move. As somebody who is from a place where there's different cultures. I'm originally from Washington D.C., so I know there's tons of cultures, tons of people from East Africa, West Africa, from Europe, from Central America, all of these places. And it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not sitting here trying to tell these people to, let's all be one type of homogeneous society and just be like the Chinese and let's just all assimilate and we just all have this one culture, this one thing. And it's like, no, that's what makes us different and special and unique. We are a melting pot. So it's like, at the end of the day, just respect it. I mean, shit, if I go to Little Italy, I mean, hell, and they speaking Italian, I'm not going to be sitting up here like, mad about it.
It's
is what
just
it
the level of
Have a sense of decorum.
it's the level of how he is so offended by it.
How adamant.
Like,
and
why
how
are you
vocal.
so offended
You
by
speak
someone
Spanish.
that is Spanish speaking their Spanish language? That's no different than you being American and speaking your native language of English. He should probably pick up a book and get a little bit, a little more educated on the English language, since he's so interested in it being the American language. And then secondly on that, I just, as we had mentioned before, I do feel it's the sense of entitlement of being
Bruh.
an American citizen is just
I cannot.
honestly is disgusting at this
I
point.
hate it.
You are literally saying to everyone else in the world, like, you're not welcome here because you're not an American. And by
Yeah.
the way, if we happen to let you in, we don't even want you speaking your native language. See, but here's the gag. This is the culture of white people in America. They've always done this. They've never ever wanted you to be in your native language, in your native sense of being, of who you are. That's the same thing that they did to black people when they brought us over here. They stripped us away from our identity, and then they want us to be Americans and still kick us out. And not
So
welcome
I wouldn't
us.
paint with the biggest brush of all white people, but I would definitely
We're gonna
say
say all.
that this current political climate makes it comfortable for the racist people
I agree.
in our society to speak their mind.
Yeah.
Now, because if we talk about, I was an economics major, so if we talk all white people, if we talk about who really got Obama elected, it wasn't black people.
It
It
was
was
not.
all the white people.
It's never.
So I can't paint with that big brush that all white
But here's
people
the
are
thing.
the
Look,
racist.
Here's
I mean,
the
look at the
thing.
concert we
Even
just
when
watched was
but
all white people at
But
a
here's
black
the thing,
concert.
because even when we talk about like the politics and bringing in the Obama administration, it will never be that black people chose anything. We might have encouraged and we might have thought that, like, oh, we had this big stump in the fucking
All
making a
votes didn't
history
count.
of putting them in there. But let's be fucking frank. Like, let's be
'Cause
real.
we live in
Because
red
when we get
states.
into politics,
live in a red
when
state.
we
So-
get into politics, just general in the world, there's no voice for black people.
Look,
The
look.
system is made
We're only about
specifically how it's
13%
supposed
of the
to be,
population. We're not
and
making-
we have no control in that situation when it comes. There's this illusion
Look,
of
Tiff,
control,
I
but
feel you.
there's
We
not
we
really.
talking about a lot of crazy
Let's
business
talk
right
about
now,
the
but let's
beautiful
talk
black people here
about
at
let's
the
talk
Sphere.
about how you can
Let's talk
get
about how the Sphere
get
and all
your
of the
business
beautiful
out there.
melanated faces we
We'll,
have
all
here.
that, look.
we'll leave that for
Let's
another
talk about how you
time.
can get your business out there. You know, we're talking about a lot of crazy business right
For
now. Let's
sure.
talk about how you can get your business out there right now. So, look, this portion of the show is sponsored by the Sphere. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue coupled with your strategic ad is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertised@thesphere.tv.
Zane, that was good. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, you better say
Sounded
that, boy.
like a voiceover. Scripted.
Look, man, we just
Yeah,
trying to get the business out there, man.
Yeah. So we are literally running out of time. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop our last topic. We're gonna leave that where it's at, but that's a very
Touchy subject for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, anybody that has an opinion on it, and everybody should have an opinion on it because it involves each and every one of us. So definitely go ahead and let us know how you feel about that. Drop your comments. You can hit me on IG. You can hit everybody on IG. You can go back to our Facebook Live and definitely drop your questions or comments there. But and this was not the note I intended on leaving the show on, just because it's a very sad hashtag, but we're going to talk about hashtag Santa Fe shooting. So we know just Friday, it was Friday or Thursday, excuse me if I'm off on the date, but we had unfortunately another high school shooting in Santa Fe, which is near the Galveston area of Texas. And in this shooting, 10 people lost their lives. 9 of those being students and 1 being being a teacher, and 13 being injured. So at the moment of it happening, I honestly didn't have an opinion about it, just because, it's a reoccurring thing. So at this point, how many times can I talk about the same tragic event happening before there's actually any change on it? So I'm going to go ahead and let our guest and our host tell us what they think about it.
Look, all I got look, my biggest issue with this whole situation is they talking about getting my man's parole. Look, I understand, he's 16, right? I believe he's 16.
He's
17, so he's a minor, and they don't want to, treat him as a minor and whatnot, but they can wait a year, until he's an adult. And look, they not letting TK make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, all I'm saying is
they've charged some of our 15-year-olds
Yeah.
as
As
adults.
adults.
Yeah.
Black males,
So,
for sure.
This one's kind of hard because
They playing the race
it's
card.
it's another Caucasian male that shoots up a school.
Yeah.
It's-
Right.
and it's
Letting them
something
make it, though. They're letting them make it.
And I don't understand that. I don't understand that
He
dichotomy.
killed 10
but-
people.
And I don't, but I'm also not a big gun person either. So I don't really, I don't know what my opinion is because I don't know how to solve something that I don't know the problem. I mean, it's a crazy 17-year-old high school student. I don't speak their language. I don't know what their, I don't know their stresses
Right.
anymore.
And I heard
I'm 20 years. I'm
Here's
over
the
20 years older than him.
thing.
So what kind of
Right.
stress are you having at 17?
but the parents are
Right.
saying that he was bullied and the school is rejecting the claims.
People were bullied
Right.
way back in the
For
day.
sure. And they weren't shooting up
They
schools.
weren't shooting
You
schools.
was bullied.
But you know what though? It's a different breed now compared to what it was then. I think also people are a little bit more emotionally sensitive now, just based on we are as a society. I didn't say
As a 17-year-old child, what are you dealing with?
Right. I'm not taking up for the man. I'm just saying, I think also we're desensitized as well when it comes to violence.
You saw that and was
things
like
of that
kind
nature.
of like normal shit.
Look at our timelines. Look at the things we scroll through on
24-hour news
social
cycle.
media. Exactly. So it's like we see these things and it's like, oh, a shooting, boom, boom, boom. Oh, damn, there's a fight, boom, boom, boom. Somebody got hit by a car.
World
whatever.
star.
Yeah.
Right. Let's move on. So I think when you add the people being desensitized of violence and just things of that nature, as well as there's a new breed of child. We're emotionally sensitive as a country to certain things now because everything, we have to be so politically correct with every single thing. You can sit and say something and really that's not your intention. That's not what you mean. And next thing you know, it's a whole thing. Everybody's trying to sit up here, get you fired, but over something that you honestly were ignorant of. You didn't know. I apologize.
It seems like the more minor things are being blown up more than major things, because how many times are we going to talk about a high school shooting?
True.
How many times are we going to talk about that? Like, let's be completely honest. And my biggest problem with it, nonetheless, sometimes you can't always detect what's going on in any situation. Because we had fucking people come and shoot up elementary schools and malls and fucking movies. You don't know really what's going on in anybody's head.
Mental health is real.
You don't know. But hold on. But here's the thing. You don't know what's really going on. So you can't just always be on watch for it, especially for the person as well. But however, my problem is there's no strategy as to move forward to prevent it. Yeah. That's my fucking problem. You have all of these ways to try to prevent, quote, and I hate to always make it, I don't want to, things to seem as though they're always a race issue. Right. But you have all of these ways to put shit in fucking black high schools to try to prevent them from bringing in drugs and guns and, quote, unquote, you want to reduce the black on black crime. You want the graduation rate to be better for minorities. However, you are not doing the same thing with these fucking high schools for these white kids, and that's where all of the shit is popping off at. This is where you have all of your people shooting up schools and harming themselves.
So let's talk about this.
Yes.
Because
here's the thing: if you go to certain schools in the hood, they have metal detectors, right? That's as a way to prevent violence from going into the schools. If you feel as though that's a healthy way to prevent something from happening, why are you not doing it across the board in all schools?
You're starting to take away some civil liberties at some point. All mass shootings.
So it's okay to put them in certain schools.
All mass shootings don't happen at schools. We had church shootings at a movie theater. At some point, to be an American is also being free. When you start limiting that freedom to every, are you saying that every time?
You got a president that's talking about he gonna give a Glock to the teachers.
So you're saying let's say a mass shooting happens every 6 months.
Okay.
And now, right now they're happening at schools. Next year they're going to be happening at churches. The year after that, a movie theater. Are you going to say lock down all of those different venues? At some point, you're losing your freedom as an American.
Look, Tiff, my thing is I hear what you're saying, but these schools,
but
these schools that you're talking about with the metal detectors and in low and poverty-stricken areas, that's the school. That was the school district that chose that. That wasn't really a government thing. And Santa Fe probably had no problems with gang violence and shit like that. It's probably the demographic and whatnot. But I do get what you're saying. You feel if we're going to target some schools, and every school needs to have that.
I'm not saying it as a targeting thing. I'm not saying it as a targeting thing. And here's the thing. This is why I'm saying it's not a black or white thing. It's not a rich school, poor school. It's you felt as though this was the correct measure to take violence out of this school or to prevent violence from coming to the school. You have it's almost like it's a trend.
But you never think it's going to be your school, though.
You don't.
I'm sure Santa Fe's been open for over 50 years.
You don't. But at this point.
Probably a long ass time. They never thought.
And that was my
but I'm
point
sure the schools that do have those problems, there's probably been a gang shooting outside the school
on an annual basis.
Yeah, so
I
your argument in your argument.
No, I understand that. I understand that. However, when you have it becoming an epidemic across high schools, now you have to implement it for all high schools because you don't know. You don't know.
It's
I don't know.
Some high schools can't even afford buses right now.
You think they can afford metal detectors?
So it's okay.
It's a money thing.
What the fuck? It's a kid thing. It's lives that are being taken away.
This is my
We're
thing.
talking about money, but we can't spend the money to
They
try to
can
protect
barely
these
pay
kids.
What about the
teachers, though?
malls and the preschools?
they
and
can
the
barely
other
pay
But,
teachers.
areas?
these are kids. These are kids.
Kids
I'm
are
not
in malls
talking
and
about.
everything.
I
That's-
think it's easier said than done at the end of the day. It's
That's
all
not
all
even-
I'm saying
it's
is,
easier said than done.
why haven't there been any measures taken to prevent this type of stuff from happening? As somebody who, I don't have kids, but I got nieces and nephews and cousins that are still little kids in elementary and high school.
The answer to your
How are we
why,
gonna protect
the answer to
them?
your why is it's easier said than done for sure.
So is your solution
have
to
a
put a
whole-
gate around everything that can get shot up?
No, but I want
Jesus.
you to put a fucking metal detector there, so if somebody that's wearing a
But it's
trench
easier
coat like
said than
this
done.
little
And then
boy
you shoot the
comes
guy.
in,
You
Welcome
shoot
to
the guy there,
hashtag,
and you
y'all.
just keep walking right past him.
no, you.
I bring
and
up.
he goes
What he's saying
off,
is
you-
real talk,
You
though.
shoot the
They
guy
put a
and
metal
keep
detector there
walking.
because the schools with the metal
They
detectors.
had an armed guy.
What you
This is
talking
heated.
about? There's still gang shootings,
is
though.
heated,
There's
y'all.
still shootings.
This is serious.
I'm just telling you, the shit not gonna
I just want
change.
to. You know what?
What?
It ain't gonna
It
change.
all
So-
comes
Ding,
down
ding,
to
ding,
gun
ding,
control. It
ding,
doesn't
ding,
come
ding,
down.
ding, 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 ding. Let me get
Gun
in here.
control,
Ding, ding, ding,
gun
ding, ding.
control. There
bringing
will
the
not
invisible
be
bell.
Hold on,
a
Chris,
such
go
thing
ahead,
as
go ahead,
gun
Chris,
control.
go
I
ahead.
haven't said nothing.
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say. But all
so
I'm saying
freaking
is
heated.
it's deeper than that. The metal detector.
Jesus. Woo.
That's all.
I'm just saying
hot.
that way.
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. You got
Thank
it.
you, Jesus.
My whole
I'm
solution.
I'm saying this.
Hold
whole
on.
solution.
It's not even about the first solution is let's get out there and vote. Let's look at these people we have in office. Did anybody hear what Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said, who is of Texas? This nigga doesn't think it's any issue. He doesn't think that video games, TV, any of these things that are in society right now are affecting
And the NRA in his
violence.
pocket.
He
For
doesn't-
sure.
he
The
doesn't
NRA
even-
in his
It's
pocket.
like, oh, what is this? Oh, it's 22 school shootings. Oh, this shit didn't influence any of that.
And it-
So let's look at that. So black people, as somebody who is an advocate for voting, I take politics very seriously. Get out here and vote, even when it's not presidential elections. Get out here in these primaries. Vote,
sure.
do all this shit. Y'all want to, it all starts at ground level. I mean, get these council people, hell, you have to look at who you represent.
What is it
and
gonna
all of this
change?
stuff. You got.
What is it gonna change?
What is
But-
it going
It's a
to
lot.
change? Let's
It
be
cha-
for real.
Yeah,
What is it
laws
going to
change.
change?
But it can't as much as, and see, that's the thing. People get out here, well, it don't matter if I vote right now. But it's like, okay,
It
so
matters
you voted
locally
for
big time.
all locally, it
Fuck the
freaking
president.
matters.
Yeah.
I'm not
It
even
really-
talking about
yeah,
on a
reps.
national
Yeah.
level. I'm
City
talking about
council.
That's the
that's
most
what I'm saying.
important. All that shit.
Locally is most important because that's how it all starts. This is something that happened in our backyard. It happened right here. So that's the first thing first. Let's talk about that nigga and how he had the audacity and sit and say that none of these things affected this shit. That's number one. Number two, old boy talking about his son should be the victim. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying that he wasn't. Hold on. I'm not saying that he was completely, that he's right. I'm saying, like I said the other day, mental health is real. And it's like bullying now is on a whole different level because shit goes viral. Niggas be putting shit on Facebook,
I didn't
on
see- I
IG.
didn't- niggas kill
it's
themselves behind that shit.
It's so
So I already
different
know.
now. So I mean, you're right. I'm not saying he was right. The shit is wrong. People are dead. People lost family members, loved ones. The shit is wrong. But at the end of the day, it's like, shit, we have to take responsibility as a society somewhere and be like, damn, you know what? I'm letting my son play PS4 or whatever the fuck people have now all goddamn day. Let me get his ass off of this. Let's read some books. Let's do something
But look,
else.
We're
You
always
get-
talking
you
about
get
mental
all-
health
you get
I'm
in
just
teed
saying
over there.
mental
at the
fucking
win.
health.
But what she's saying is real. Tip.
You can't plan for crazy.
You
At some
can't
point on the
plan
bell
for it.
curve,
Okay,
there's still an outlier of
because
crazy.
here's
sure.
the thing.
You can't plan for
If
crazy.
I got
totally
bullied, I
agree.
never thought, let me go shoot
I
this
totally
bitch up.
agree.
I never thought
I
that.
play video games.
Yeah.
I
I
never
thought
thought
you
about
roasted the
shooting
fuck out of
somebody.
people.
Yeah.
How do people not know that these things are like? How do you not know?
What do you mean? How do you not know? Did you not go to
So
school
what's
in
your
America?
solution?
Your
So
kids
what's your
have these
solution?
guns.
So
Like,
what's
how
your
do you
solution?
not?
No, he
like,
took his dad's gun.
He took his dad's gun.
What you mean?
He took
What
both-
you
he took
mean?
those- yeah, those are his dad's.
Listen,
It comes down to gun control.
I
And she
don't
said,
understand
and she
how-
said, and she talked. She brought up.
What is your solution, though?
Yeah, because metal detectors
Besides
ain't
putting the
it.
fence, but besides the metal detector.
Personally, to think it through, I can't tell you what the fuck my suggestions are to prevent it, but I know there's ways to start. And if you,
And all gun supporters are gonna be like, you have no
How do we start? How do we
idea.
start?
these are kids.
Then-
I don't understand.
then be
I
quiet- be
don't
quiet then if
understand.
you-
I don't
how do you start?
understand. That was a suggestion. That was a suggestion
No.
just because that is something that's been done in
So
the
what's
past.
another
So why
suggestion?
can't you do it
Sorry.
somewhere else?
Okay, so what's another
I have not taught them through to tell you what
Oh,
another
okay.
suggestion
Oh,
is.
okay.
I'm
Well,
gonna be
how about
frank.
you
I'm
go
not
lobby?
gonna-
How
I'm not
about
gonna-
you lobby?
I'm not gonna pull
You
shit
be-
out of my ass.
How about you lobby
But-
for more gun control? Lobby for that. Be more
know,
active.
boy.
If you're that passionate about it, go lobby for that shit.
Yeah.
Vote for people on a local level, and then the next level
This is good.
on who
Because
don't care about gun control.
What if it's my fucking nephew's school? Yeah, I am passionate about it.
I feel it.
And you should
But,
be.
like,
I feel
and
it.
not just
But
to
you
say
can't
that
wait
it's
till you're
my
affected.
exactly. That's what I'm
So
saying.
work
I'm
now,
not
then
saying that. It's
start
not
now.
just like
Start
about
now, then.
if it's my family member. Just in general, these are
When are you gonna
fucking
get started?
kids.
When are you
I
gonna
wanna
start?
end the show
It
on
starts
a great
today.
note.
So what we're gonna do? So what we're going to do is, okay, since y'all want to put it on me, everybody brainstorm, and next show, everybody about to have a
I ain't
solution.
doing nothing because I own a
problem.
firearm, so I don't.
I want to end the show on a happy note.
So
on a
let's all
positive
have
note.
a solution to the problem. All I'm saying is there needs to be a conversation about ways
It's ongoing. It's happening right now.
And
Zane is real.
you know,
Goddamn.
because he's right. He's right.
Conversations
There,
have
it
been
is
going
a
on for
conversation
years.
started about it. So let's get active about it. That was my whole point to the solution. I mean, to my whole point as suggesting that maybe you should put these metal detectors. They should be mandatory in schools.
Ugh.
As a solution,
Your
as
idea
a way
is faulty.
to prevent it.
It's a faulty idea.
I'm not
Damn,
saying
Zane.
that
It's a
it's
dead
like
idea.
set in stone.
Just throw that out. Look, we'll
Okay,
just throw
you know
that out.
what?
Can we?
We'll throw
You know
that idea out.
what? We're going
You
to.
walk through the door with his
No.
gun. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I got a gun. You're dead.
Hi, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.
Okay,
Hashtag.
so
It's been
this
great.
is up. We're like rolling over into personal
Yes.
conversation
Thank you for
and
watching
emotions.
Hashtag.
So we're actually wrapping up the show, and we're gonna go ahead and let everybody tell you where you can find them at. And as you can see, that's a very heated argument because now it has become an argument.
Like the room.
So
Hot.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask that you go ahead and hit us on our social media platforms. You can reach out on the Spear. There's an email there if you want to email us with some solutions that you have. So with that being said, it's your girl Tiffany Noco. I'm gonna go ahead and let our host and then our guests go ahead and roll themselves out.
And
Now
I'm
you wanna
done.
laugh.
But look, make sure y'all follow me on all my social media platforms. It's your boy Zane. Follow me at Zane Taught Me. That's on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that. We not on Facebook right now because, you know what I'm saying, like I said, it's for the old folks. But go ahead.
Bruh, chill. So before I roll myself out, I just want to thank Kevin. Thank you for coming. You have to come back.
For sure.
I love this. Like, it was so nice to have you in here and,
Appreciate
you
it.
know, definitely give your opinion on
I'll
everything.
be ready for
So-
the metal detectors.
Yeah, oh, you're talking a lot of shit. And I wanted to end it on a happy note. Y'all look up the man
You know
that
what?
quit his job at Popeyes singing. I wanted to end on that happy note. So look that up. It's funny as shit. I'm your girl, Chrissy Vet. Holla at me at Shershay_La_Chris at IG. Don't try to look me up with the government on Facebook. We'll find me.
Hey, well, first and foremost, I'd like to say thank you, for having me. You guys can find me. My name's Kevin Knight, but you can find my business page at Urban Events Global. That's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Meetup, whatever website, YouTube. Just type in Urban Events Global, just like it sounds, and you'll find us.
And I'll be there in June at camp, y'all. It's lit.
That's Urban Camp Weekend.
Lit.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's like going to PV homecoming mixed with fam homecoming. Just mixed with lit.
That whole
So
sound
be
loud.
there.
Family reunion.
Be there.
Okay, so now we let y'all know where to find y'all events at. Definitely go and check them out. And thank you guys for tuning in to the show. Thank you guys for tuning in to the show. We see y'all
See ya
again next week. Deuce.